Hey everybody, if you haven't seen the original video where this happened, it's down below, so if you wanna see why I made this one, well, here it is. So yeah, yeah, this sucks really, but I'm here to show you how to replace the flex cable for the autofocus, and it's not the USM motor, it's the, I don't know how you can call it, the sensor or something like that. So first of all, we will remove the screw which is holding a flex cable. Don't forget to unscrew that because you may damage the cable when removing the USM motor. Remove these 4 screws, 2 on each side. These are for the zooming feature. So this is how you remove the USM motor. You just press it down and you will see some latches or slits, and you will turn it around and it will come out. I would suggest you to put the parts of the USM motor on top of each other. It will be much easier for you to figure it out after. So we will remove the front element of the lens. After that, there are some screws behind the front element. We have to remove those 2. Those are securing the focusing assembly. So let's remove the focusing assembly. I would suggest you to prepare a cloth where you can put the lens. I'm using a microfiber cloth. And it should slide out easily. So here is our broken cable. This is the bottom part of the USM motor assembly. I would suggest you to pay attention to this part because I had to disassemble and reassemble this lens twice because of this little thing. There is a transparent part and it should be moving. So when you turn the rails, it should be moving. There is a little slit where you should put a plastic part. It's really hard to explain, but I'm trying my best. Let's remove this sensor here and put it down carefully because it's very delicate. It's just a piece of metal. So this is what I'm talking about. Here we have a little metal piece, but behind that piece is the plastic part which should slid in the hole there. If you misalign this, your focusing won't work, neither manually or automatically. So pay attention to that. So this is the part we are replacing. It is adhered by a double-sided tape, so it should come out very easily. But this is the problem. We have to unsolder the connector there. I had the best luck using tweezers and soldering iron. You will take the tweezers and heat up the solder. With tweezers, you will take the flex cable and try to pull it out. Make sure you start with the top side and do one side, then the second, and then come to the bottom, unsolder those two, and it should come out without a problem. As you can see, I've took the part out. So let's install the new part there, the new flex cable. I had to figure it out because you have to bend it in some ways to fit it correctly. But if you have the old part, then you should be fine. It bends the same way as the old part. You may not see much, but I'm soldering the new flex cable there. Another suggestion would be to use a soldering iron with a thin tip and thin soldering wire. I really should have used a thinner wire there. So this is how it looks. I know it's not the perfect soldering job, but it works. So yeah. And use flux. It helps with the soldering process. You don't have to use a lot of flux. Actually, some solder wires already have some flux inside, so you may not even need it. I'm applying a new double-sided sticky tape for the manual focusing metering. You should scrape the old one so it sticks better. Here's the tricky part, where I failed and had to disassemble this lens again. So be very careful with this one. As I said before, the plastic part needs to go to that hole. It's not fully in that hole, it's just around the edge. So yeah, but it needs to fit in that hole. If it doesn't, your focusing will not work and you will have to do this all again. So be careful and try to figure it out. I'm sorry for the angle, but it was really late and yeah. But you should figure it out. I mean, when you are doing this kind of repair, it's not really an easy level of repair, so I think when you want to fix this, you will be fine, probably. It might take you a second or third try, but you should be fine. So now I'm screwing the top of the lens back in. Here you will see me put back together the USM motor. Pay attention to the USM motor and the flex cable where it is. It's on the end of the flex cable, which has these gold plated pins, or well, you can see it on the video. I'm not sure how it's called. The top ring, you just have to press it down and twist it again, as on the beginning. This is the other part where I failed. Don't screw this back, because you will not be able to put the brackets for the zooming if you screw these down, because it holds the lens in a certain level. So don't screw this back in. The screw which goes through the flex cable. You'll screw it after you screw down the brackets for the zooming. As you can see, I forgot that I haven't put the screws for the focusing back in, so I had to unscrew the front again. As you can see, I'm struggling because of that screw I told you about. And here goes the time lapse, which I think it's good, because this took a lot of time. And if you saw my other video, which is down in the description if you want to see it, I think you should be able to put this lens back together. And I did it really slowly because I wanted to be careful. So it's 3 or 5 times of the speed. I'm not sure now, but it looks like it's in normal speed, like 100%, but it's a time lapse. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you want to see me completely assemble this lens back, you should continue watching. But if you know how to assemble it back, that's it for this video, and bye.